So, Shannon, do you think he's better than he was before the injury?
No. And it's still only 3 games. It's too small of a sample size. But since we're just doing 3 games, Skip, I give you 2019, the first 3 games of the season. Dak Prescott averaged 307 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and the Dallas Cowboys were 3-0. Skip Bayless and Jerry Jones thought they had a deal. He played so well, Jerry Jones was willing to give him a deal. Skip Bayless came out here, was just crowing, just beating his chest. Wow! You see Dakota Rain Prescott. You are in trouble. 3 games.
I don't think I was crowing at that.
Oh, you were crowing.
No,
you felt so good about Dak. He had beaten Miami, beaten a couple of teams.
A couple of teams. How about the Giants and Washington?
And
right?
Miami.
And all 3 of them were going to go in the range of 3-13.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
But did he not?
You disqualified each one of them one at a time as garbage teams.
Yes, but let me ask you a question. Did he not play well against those teams?
Lit them up.
Okay, then. So for me, Skip, I get it. You know, everybody's happy, Dak. But when you look at it, completion percentage, it looks great. But Dak is 14th in yards per attempt. Did you know Dak only has 10 throws of 20 yards or more? He's 3-10 on those throws. He had that's 19th in the league. Derek Carr is first with 25, and he's only completing 30% of those. That's 22nd. Is that good? And I got one more thing for you, Skip. He's not nearly as mobile. He usually averages 5 yards per carry. He has 13 rush attempts for 19 yards. Is he the same guy pre-injury as he is after injury? Absolutely not. And one more thing, and then I'm going to turn it over to you, and I want you to take your time with this one. Now, Skip,
I need a lot of time.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you take your time. That's why I'm about to wrap up.
Yep.
52. Now, that's Ray Lewis' number. But it's also Dak Prescott's QBR. Is that good? Hold on, 52. Now, 0 to on a scale of 0 to 100. That's what QBR is, 0 to 100. They measure, take everything into account. Dak Prescott is only 2 over average. That's 20th. Now, there's only 32 quarterbacks. So that's how well he's playing.
Really?
Take it away.
Thank you very much. Now it is my turn, and I'll start where you started back in that 2019 season when he did play 3 garbage opponents to start off the year, and he just threw parties on all 3 of them. Giants at home in the opener, after which Jerry said, a deal is imminent. That was the word he used, imminent. One of the reporters said, as in... And he said, as in days, like in the next few days, we're going to dot the I's and cross the T's on a Dak Prescott contract because he had just given Zeke his money after he came back home from Cabo San Lucas.
No, you misunderstood him. He said imminent, not imminent. Yeah, that's the dot, the I, and the T you talking about.
I didn't get it that way. I think Jerry meant, I think we have a handshake deal. And somehow the rug got jerked right out from under Jerry Jones, and he doesn't play that way. And once you go to contractual war with Jerry, it's going to stay at war for a long time.
And Dak won. Dak went to war with Jerry and won. That's what you told me. You just told me yesterday he won.
Here was the problem. What happened the rest of the 2019 season? From that point on, over the final 16 games, Dak Prescott stunk. I'll say it. He flat out stunk. And you know, because I've recited him way too many times at New Orleans, at New England, at Chicago, at Philadelphia. Do I have to keep going on? It was the Buffalo on Thanksgiving. Do you remember?
Yeah,
These were all disasters.
Yes, I was trying to explain that to you. You said no, they wasn't that.
And who was at the vortex of all that awful performance? It was mostly starting with the quarterback. And you know why? Because he and his agent decided, no, we need more because I just lit this league up. We need to go for broke here. We need to bet on ourselves. Dak Prescott bet on himself down the stretch of the 2019 season, and he crumbled under the pressure to show Jerry that he deserves top quarterback money, which he eventually did get.
Got it.
By hook or crook, he got it. But then we started the 2020 season, and what kept happening? Dak kept getting off to horrendously slow starts, and then he would try to dig them out of a hole that was already dug way too deeply. Am I right?
Well, Skip, you can't say he dug him out of a hole when he was the one that was digging the hole to help put him in it.
That's what I just said. Thank you for repeating what I just said. It was mostly his fault they got off to horrendously slow starts and fell woefully, hopelessly behind. And you know the games. They played well at the Rams to start off with, but then here came Atlanta, and that was the one miracle. They should have been 0-4. They should have lost their first four. But they came back miraculously against the worst pass defense in the history of professional football.
Right.
And then you know what happened against Cleveland, and you know what happened against Seattle, and it just kept on keeping on. It even happened against the Giants before, knock on wood, Dak went down and out for the season.
But it's funny that you say that Dak was mainly responsible for that in 2019, because at the time, if I'm not mistaken, it was Jason, 8 and 8 Garrett that got all the blame.
Well, I kept saying I criticized him almost every Monday on the show.
Jason Garrett, you did.
Dak Prescott, I did. And Pro Football Focus ranked him over that stretch of 13 games the 15th best quarterback in pro football. Does that mean he deserves top quarterback money? I think not. So I was having a big problem with, what are you doing? You're not backing it up. You wanted to lock eyes with Jerry and win that stare down, and you're losing because one of your eyes is closing. And both of my eyes are closing trying to watch you on TV. Stink it up. So is he better now? Well, he's way better now because he is serene. I first guessed this during training camp, during Hard Knocks. I said, that's a new guy. He has a new piece about him because he got paid. He got his respect.
Okay.
He somehow did what he just waited out Jerry Jones, and Jerry kept missing opportunity after opportunity to go get a young quarterback or a veteran quarterback, one way or the other, and finally just threw up his hands and said, I guess I got to pay him.
Yeah.
He's paying him $75 million this year. Tom Brady is making $27.5 million this year. Right. And guess what? Dak is living up to $75 million man status.
Yeah, but Tom Brady makes $45 million off the field. So maybe
fine.
one day
Dak may be making $75 million off the field. Every time I look up, there's another new Dak Prescott commercial.
But Skip,
and I saw the other, was it yesterday? I saw he's leaving, what is it, Adidas for Jordan Brand?
Yeah.
He
already left. He already signed with Jordan Brand.
Okay.
Yeah, Jordan, he had the 11s on the other night.
How much did that pay?
But here's the thing, though, Skip. You know, when you get sneaker deals, it's not a whole lot because ain't nobody wearing cleats to the mall. Ain't nobody wearing cleats with a tuxedo.
I don't know. It's status to have Dak Prescott on your side.
Of course. But it's more a thing for Dak than it is Jordan Brand. I get it. But here's the thing. What you keep telling me he was 15th back then. He's 20th in QBR. So where is he ranked now?
Well, what has he done now? What is his?
He's 2-1.
Okay, what's his degree of difficulty? I kept telling you. I first guessed this. He got thrown into the most unfair fire any team could get thrown into on opening Thursday night on the solo NFL opening night stage at the defending champs at Tampa Bay against the GOAT.
Is that the same team defensively?
It was exactly the same team. They started exactly the same players that they started in the Super Bowl.
And remember, I told you, I said, Skip, there have been very few teams defensively that are great one year and they follow it up the following year. And I gave you the stats. Only the 86 Bears that were better than the 85 Bears. The Bears had a 3-year run that will rival any defensive 3-year run. Because 84, they led the league in sacks. 85, you know what they did, Skip. And then 86, they were better than that.
Did Dak Prescott get forced to match throws with the GOAT at Tampa on opening night? Yep, he did. And did the Bucs, you even brought this up, did the Bucs want to show the world they were no fluke? Am I right?
Of course. Yes.
Of course.
But here's the thing, Skip. Tell me the team, the quarterback that have, with the exception of Matt Ryan late in the ball game, that has not matched throws with Tom Brady this year. His defense isn't the same. They're not generating the same pressure, and that back end has always been a liability. And because they can't generate the pressure, they're getting exposed. So this is nothing new.
Okay, my Cowboys have missed the playoffs the last 2 years. You picked them to finish third in the worst division of football this year.
Yes,
that was your pick, third.
And they would miss the playoffs again if the defense, if the division wasn't so bad.
Okay, well, that's not my fault. That's your fault for not seeing that coming. I saw that coming, so I gave you TF the field.
Skip.
You got it.
Okay, how about this, Skip? Do you believe Dak is as mobile as he once was? Because 13 rush attempts with 19 yards says no.
Okay, he well may be, but in the back of his mind, he's saying, I have to protect. He's talked countless times in interviews, I'm going to be smarter. He did run once up the middle on Monday night.
Yeah, he got 3 yards.
And he actually took a little bit of contact, and I was kind of impressed. He was testing the water. He was just trying to see how far can I take this. There was another time on a read option play that he decided to keep, I think it was a called keeper, and he went to the edge and just said, oh,
give it up.
They got me.
Right.
I go down. Okay.
The thing that made Dak unique, made Dak valuable, was his mobility, his ability to get outside.
He never was Lamar.
No. Hell,
Come on.
Who else has been Lamar besides possible Michael Vick?
You know what? I have beaten the table over here for 3 years saying they need to use his legs more.
Exactly.
But
now they can't.
They don't.
Now they can't.
Okay.
They can't now.
He's as pure a pocket thrower. He's a dart thrower.
So hold on. And what about these fumbles? You do realize now he lost the one the other night. Now he's fumbled 4 times this year, although he's only lost one. The ball is coming out on the ground a little bit more, Skip. That's not what we normally see from Dak Prescott.
Okay, but anybody who watched him throw early last year or all of 2019 would eye test saying right now he just looks like a different thrower of the football.
He's not what you gave him, what you lauded about in 2019 was his ability to push the ball down the field. Now he's not pushing the ball down the field. That's why he has such a high completion percentage.
Okay, but in 2019, he did not look comfortable in the pocket. His decision-making was erratic at best. He didn't seem to have the command of the offense. Now he is in complete control. If it's Dalton Schultz who's open, he'll hit Dalton Schultz for big gains and big touchdowns, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm seeing a whole new thinking process. And he said it mattered so much to be able to sit a whole year and miss football. Jerry always compares it to Michael Irvin, who missed, he tore his knee up in 1989, the first year of Jerry and Jimmy. And he had to sit and face his football mortality to think, oh, man, I missed this. I got to rededicate to it. And I think Dak not only rededicated, but he thought it through. He had a year of film study in his head to the point he's seeing it much quicker, much more in command.
The routes are shorter, and he's taking the short routes. That's why he's where he is as far as deep throws. That's where he is in 20-yard throws. That's why his completion percentage is 78%.
78% is leading the league by far.
Skip,
who else wouldn't want to do 78%?
Skip, we've seen Drew Brees. The reason why Patrick Mahomes is never going to lead the league in completion percentage, or Josh Allen, is because they throw the ball down the field. It's hard.
Patrick throws it up for grabs and mostly gets away with it until lately, and the league is starting to catch up with all of his rambling gambling.
So in other words, you're saying Dak Prescott now is better than Patrick Mahomes?
Well, he's more efficient and more trustable than Patrick Mahomes. How many given away 2 straight games with late, horrendous idea throws.
I give 32 teams an opportunity. You get Dak Prescott or you get Patrick Mahomes, boy. How many teams you think taking Dak Prescott? How many taking Patrick Mahomes?
All I'm saying is, right now, Dak Prescott is playing at a higher level than Patrick Mahomes, and it's impossible to refute. Just look at the numbers.
What's the numbers?
Look at the power rankings. Look where the Chiefs are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look where you are.
The Cowboys?
Yeah.
Are ahead of the Chiefs in most power rankings I've seen.
They could be, but they ain't top 5.
Well, so what? They're climbing.
I told you yesterday where I had them ranked, and you looked at me like I had 5 heads.
Well, I wish you had 1, actually, because I questioned the 1 that you had.
Your team, that's all right. Your team will get your team will do Cowboys things come later in the season, you come out here and start crowing.
All you can cling to is history, and I keep telling you, history is now history.
No.
New day, new dawn, new players, new mindset, new Dak Prescott.
Those that forget it are destined to repeat it.
Okay. Well, we are not going to repeat what we have done in the past.
I want you to stick your chest out. You have a lot to be proud of.
Yeah,
you won your last 2 games, and you're feeling good.
So then what did he do? He goes from Tampa Bay to the Chargers, who we just watched go to Mahomes boy and
the Chargers. The difference was the Chargers did not shoot themselves in the foot against Kansas City like they did the Cowboys. They didn't get the touchdowns off the board. They didn't throw the pick in the end zone. He played clean game.
I saw Dak Prescott lead what should have been a game-winning drive against Tom Brady at Tampa, hitting 6 of 8 passes, 124 left. Put them ahead with a field goal, and you left too much time for Tom Brady. Then I watched the same Dak Prescott go to Justin Herbert and pull off another game-winning drive, going 5 for 5 in that game-winning drive. And here we go again with another late field goal to win that game.
I just saw Aaron Rodgers with 37 seconds.
Okay, well, we're not talking about Aaron Rodgers.
I just said, so you make it seem like Dak did something impressive. I seen a guy do that with half the time that Dak Prescott had to do what he did.
If only Aaron could do that in the postseason when it matters.
If only Dak could get to the postseason to do that.
Well, this year, we'll see. He's been there before.
And what happened?
He actually outdueled Aaron Rodgers head-to-head as a raw rookie.
And no, he didn't.
Yes, he
Stop saying
did.
that.
Go look at the numbers.
Yeah, I did.
Sensational.
One guy, the guy that had the green and gold uniforms on, his team advanced.
Yeah.
The team that had the blue and the silver on, they had their heads down, and 80,000 fans were crying.
The metallic blue and silver fell behind 21-3 that day.
Why did it fall behind?
Until my rookie quarterback said, "Watch this."
Yeah, and I'm
brought him all the way back to 31-all.
And then Aaron Rodgers said, "Hey, you didn't pay your insurance.
No.
Watch this."
No, Jared Cook said, "Watch this." And unfortunately, they weren't watching him because they were in a prevent that was like 70 yards of
No, 70
prevent
yards.
and left him all alone at the sideline at 30 yards, and that's all they needed for a field goal. Way to go.
And Mason Crosby?
Crossbar. Yep, he crossbarred it twice.
You a hater.
Yep.
Well, you're just a hater.
No, I'm a truth teller.
You ain't no truth teller.
And you know, and I know, Dak Prescott is playing at a higher level than he ever has.
No, he
so
has not.
Thank you, Jerry, for saying
After
that.
3 games.
Thank you, Brett Favre, for saying that. I told you that yesterday.
That's a small sample size.
No, it's enough.
Hold on. That's like somebody coming in and you have somebody cook you a meal and you're like, "This is the best meal I ever had." That's one meal. All the meals your mom made, all the meals your grandma cooked for you, and somebody come in and the first meal she made, that's the best meal you've ever eaten. Man, you better not tell nobody else this. I'm disappointed in you that you spoke this out loud.
Well, it is possible to cook one meal is the greatest meal you've ever had.
No, it's not.
Why
Ain't nobody cooking better than Granny. One meal. My grandma done cooked 22 years. Stop it.
Well, my mom couldn't cook. So I don't
That's a shame. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You can't cook either.
I can't. I don't never even try. I can't even boil water.
I guess your brother got all the culinary
I don't
skills.
know how, but he did.
He got all the
Yep.
skills there.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.